What's been the reflections in the last couple of days after Tuesday?
Well, obviously, one of disappointment. It's something we all wanted. It's something that I've experienced before as a manager, and the player, and the players have, and we're bitterly disappointed to have missed out on it. So we're bullish about things. We've still a lot to play for. We were good enough. Second half performance was outstanding. We've started the season so well. So it's a setback, but we're galvanised and reunited, and we'll go again.
Did that first half performance, did that come as a surprise to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, considering the importance of the game. So for some reason, and we talked a little bit about it this morning. It was just a little bit flat, and low tempo, and that's not the way we like to play at Celtic Park. But the recovery was spectacular. We didn't deserve to lose the game. I'm not big on stats, but we dominated possession and with 20 odd attempts at goal. So as a manager, you have to look at that and go, well, maybe it just wasn't our night. Some of the goals they got were freakish, to say the least. So, but we have to get over the disappointment and look forward to tomorrow and build from where we are. We've had, like I say, a magnificent start. We're scoring a lot of goals and we're playing some brilliant football.
As you said, this is not the first time this has happened, but often when the departure from Champions League comes as a bit of hysteria, there's a lot of backlash. There are accusations from some at Celtic have regressed in the last 3 or 4 years and are not a Champions League stature club anymore. What would you say to that?
Well, I disagree. The team has won a treble. It's been a couple of years now since we qualified for the Champions League, but it's a very difficult thing to do. And no, I'd say the gravitas of the club is still very much geared for the Champions League. We are disappointed because we had the tie in our hands twice, and that's a regret, I would say. The players will have their regrets about that, as will I. And it's one that we've let go from an opportunity of strength.
So you have regrets? Is there anything you would, looking back and reflecting, is there anything you would have done differently?
No, I understand that people talk about the team selection, but again, I didn't think that had any bearing on the game. As a collective, we didn't play well first half, and then second half was a totally different team, and we were rampant at 2-1, and we just gave Cluj oxygen in the game. And that's a source of regret in terms of that.
Fans obviously, you said fans were critical of certain aspects. How is Callum in terms of playing that left back role? How does he find it? Is he suited to that in terms of?
Look, it's not ideal. Obviously, we know what a player he is, but the midfield of Ntcham, Brown, and Christie is very, very strong. And Callum set up the first goal. He also had a chance, a shot, played particularly well. I didn't think he was the issue. That's all. Our issue was a collective, and conceding the second and third goals, which were probably of our own doing.
You mentioned how good the start was. Do you think some of the criticism has been over the top a little bit in terms of team performance?
Yeah, well, look, I understand the environment. I understand the hysteria. It is just a modern day phenomenon now that you have to take a step back from that. You have to detach yourself from it. So when we win 7-0 and 5s, I'm not thinking I'm the next big thing, and when we lose, I'm not too low about it. There has to be a sense of perspective on every performance in every game. So whether people think it's hotter or not, I'm not big on stats, but possession-wise, and I always look at attempts on goal. We're in the 20s on that against the the Romanian champions. On another night, we would have won the game comfortably.
You notice how Scott Bain is?
He dislocated his thumb. He's had a scan, and hopefully we don't think he needs surgery. So he's going to get a splint fitted. So he should be back hopefully in training next week.
There's talk of maybe lining up a replacement. Will that be needed in this transfer window?
Well, we'll assess it, and we'll again get a fair idea of the extent of the damage, and then we'll make a decision from that.
Is that a position you're looking at already, or is that?
No, I had 2 good goalkeepers in the building, so Craig will obviously, he's ready to play and he will start tomorrow.
In terms of going back to the game, that's 3 games in a row now that you've conceded first. You talked about the first half. How do you guard against the sort of slower starts that you've had to games?
Well, I think showing them today, and let them. We just showed them maybe the first 15 minutes, sort of whiz through it, and what we need to do better, particularly at home in a European game at Celtic Park. We need to be far more aggressive and urgent with our play than we were, in the first half, and we let that 45 minutes slip by. Again, on Saturday we didn't start the game well, so it's I wouldn't say a major concern, because we've great character and we bounce back very, very well, but we could cause ourselves a lot less problems if we start the games as well as we finish them.
Do you think you get the reason why you let that first 15 minutes slip by? Is that right?
I don't know. I mean, we go through it, David, with them, and we just let them see it for themselves. And we look at if teams are going to press it, there's nothing wrong with turning them, and flipping it and getting runners going forward, and then we can. There's still sort of a little bit ingrained in the way they played before, and when teams are used to that, they find it difficult to change. So we have to just vary our play a little bit more if teams are coming at us.
I remember when Brendan Rodgers took over Celtic first day, he said to Celtic supporters, could you please be patient with me? Do you think maybe supporters need to be a wee bit patient as this team gels with the new players coming in, particularly the defence?
Yeah, at times at a club like this, patience is it's not a virtue, and I understand it. I think we've got the makings of a very good team, I have to say. A very good team, a very, very exciting team. And some of them are playing outstanding football, outstanding. Ryan Christie's as good as anybody at the minute, and again, his all-round performance the other night was top class. And in Edward, we have a centre forward who's playing at a very, very high level. And James, he's now got 3 and 3, so we scored 3 goals at home. You'd expect, if you'd have said that to me before the game, I'd have took your hand off it for it and said, yeah, I'll take that. But like I say, we were maybe the makers of our own downfall at times.
Is that when you're going through the game again, you try not to focus on the negative aspects on it, because you just highlight?
No, I think you have to look at the negatives, and that's what we discussed today, and say, look, can we eradicate this, or can we do things better, going forward, in the style of play that we want you to play. So letting them see it for themselves, there's a better understanding, hopefully, of it.
You've had to change obviously quite a lot in terms of personnel in defence this summer.
Yeah.
Do you still feel you need to do that and add to that part of the team before the end of the window?
Yes. So we are working diligently in the background to bring players in and increase the quality, competition, and strength and depth of the squad. And the board have been absolutely top class with me. People are looking for divisions, are looking for destabilisation. It's not there. We have to accept that we lost the game, whether we deserve to lose it or not. We have to accept it, and come back better and stronger.
Because one of those, on that point, one of the acquisitions was the 2 of the defenders you've signed this summer didn't play, of course.
Yes, but I explained that after the game. So if people don't want to believe or understand my explanation, I can explain it again if you want. But Ajer and Simunovic have been excellent. Christopher's coming along nicely. Bolly's been a bit hit and miss in terms of trying to settle down, and but he's played the majority of the games, and he will play tomorrow as well.
Tuesday's result changed the strategy of the transfer window for you? Champions League money, is that now settled as to what you?
No, I don't think so. We still look to find players with value, quality, and maybe resaleable value as well.
So it'd be tougher than you probably thought when you first came in to move the team away from the way Brendan played towards the end, or how they was.
Look, I don't want to make a huge issue of it. I mean, Brendan's way was so successful. There are aspects of it that I really like, and then there are aspects of the way I want to play that I'd like to. We have integrated. I'm not saying we're scoring more goals because of my big ideas. It's not. It's down to the players at the end of the day, and they went back into that sort of mode for the first 15-20 minutes of the game, and we let that get away from us a little bit. So we're chasing the game at half time, and you saw the reaction. You saw what it meant to them, and like I said, 2-1, we were outstanding and looking like quite rampant, and then oxygen changed the psychology of the game again. We bounced back again, and we give away a poor third goal.
You talk about the way the game and the season sometimes can flip. You've been through this before. In your first spell, there was a 3-0 down at Kilmarnock at half-time, and that season worked out okay.
Yeah, we were way behind as well. You know, I think we were maybe 12, 15 points. So I've been in, you know, difficult situations as a Celtic manager before. I've been in difficult situations as a Hibernian manager before. And you know, I wouldn't say this is a difficult situation. It's a blow. It's a setback. But I've got a fantastically talented group of players that I have a lot of gratitude to people for giving me the opportunity to manage.
Is this where previous experience of management imposes a perspective?
Absolutely. I didn't think we played poorly. I didn't think we deserved to lose it, but we did lose it. That's a reality, and people can come back at me with that. But I have to look at the performance, and yes, first half below par, second half outstanding. So we have to marry the two.
Obviously an opportunity for some who maybe didn't have as many game time to get in and play as the thoughts going into this one.
I don't want to change it too much. You know, there will be, you know, maybe 1 or 2 changes coming in, but there are players in form that sometimes when they're in form they want to keep going, and I understand that as well. And we have to respect them firmly. And watched them the opening game of the season against, you know, Dundee, and they were very, very good. And it's an opportunity to, you know, get a game under a belt and try and bounce back. And we've got a trophy to defend. So all those are in my thoughts, you know, going into this game.
Is that a real test of character for some of the players tomorrow when it's at home against lower league opposition?
Listen, you know, you talk about test of character. You know, these players go through a test of character every time they put on a Celtic shirt. You know, the pressure is big, the expectation is big. So tomorrow's the most important game because it's the next one, and it's no different. So, you know, they have got character in abundance, these players, and they've shown that time and time and time again. The thing is, in sport and in football, you know, you have to keep proving yourself. You know, whether you're a manager, whether you're a player, you have to get up in the morning and go, can you do things better, can you improve? And that's what we all strive to do, and these players are no different, as am I.
Neil, there was talk in the papers today about Christopher Wright, possibly a new contract there. Is he someone you'd like to keep to the club?
Absolutely, I hope so. He's been absolutely outstanding.
Is there any truth in that? Have you started negotiations with him?
We haven't started negotiations, no, but I would certainly encourage that.
Okay, and any fresh injuries ahead of the game? Obviously, Scott Payne.
Scotty is obviously out. Jozo, you know, is 50-50 for tomorrow. You know, Mikey was a little bit fatigued. Apart from that, I think we're okay.
Fraser Forster's name creeping up in a lot of the papers.
I know, you can ask me. You know, David De Gea, do you want to throw his name in as well? That'd be great. But no, I'm not here to talk about players affiliated with other clubs. We are working very hard in the background. We're not panicking, but you know, we're working on targets that we've been working on for a few weeks now.
Neil, does the pace of play that you're introducing maybe we'll need to start seeing Scott Brown being managed through the season?
Well, yeah, he will be managed, yeah, but I think, you know, reading between the lines of your question, you know, and maybe this is, you know, a fan's sort of perspective that Scott slows the game down or he's getting older. He's been fantastic, you know, and he will continue to be fantastic. And he may have to modify his game, you know, like we all do when we get older. You know, maybe just, you know, sit a little bit and let the ball come to him rather than him go and search out the ball. But he still has a huge role to play here, obviously.
I don't know, Neil, if you watched Rangers
I didn't,
last night,
no.
but have their performances in Europe made you maybe think the title race might be a wee bit tougher than maybe you expected at the start of the season?
Well, my expectations were it was going to be, you know, a tough title race anyway, and you know that hasn't changed. I think that, you know, Rangers have improved, but I think we have as well. I really do, and we are scoring abundance of goals, which obviously pleases me. We can maybe look to work a little bit harder in defensive situations at times, but you know, over the piece, you know, I've been delighted with the start we've made, apart from, you know, the huge disappointment of Tuesday night.